All right, I am so excited for today because we are going to get into some real nitty-gritty around this ever elusive social proof and testimonial getting feedback from your customer and client dichotomy that I know goes on in your head. So today we are going to talk about the steps in actually creating the ideal process. And then I want you to make sure that you hang around through the whole video because at the end, I'm going to give you access to my absolute favorite tool, technology tool that gets me an 80% response rate in video during my feedback and testimonial process. Yes, I get video. Social proof and video is the most powerful, and I am able to get it at an alarming rate. And I'm going to share with you at the end what that's all about. So make sure that you hang out. So let's go ahead and get into these steps, right? The steps that I told you, it is 3 steps. And the first step in this process is to really map out your own testimonial and feedback process and create your SOP. Now, you know me. I'm CP, right? I do strategies, structure, systems and processes, and squads and teams and HR for my clients. And you knew I was going to tell you that, right? You have to take the time to sit down and actually map out all the steps that you want to see as a part of your feedback and testimonial process. And this feedback and testimonial process does have multiple steps. It's not just send them an email requesting them to complete a survey or send them an email asking for them to send you some feedback. This process is critical to your retention rate of your customers and client and your resale rate. So this, for me, isn't like 10 steps. It's not like a huge SOP, but it does include 5 steps that really does help me take them through a post-project or post-service delivery journey. And mapping out what that customer journey is going to look like is going to be absolutely imperative and important for you. So I'm not going to get into how to map that out because I've done a million videos on that. Actually, I'll go ahead and link to how to create SOPs right here. This is the video I did a couple years ago, and it actually includes a free SOP template that you can use in your business. But you definitely need to do that. You need to sit down and think through what you want your customer's journey to look like after you are done delivering the product and service to them post-contract. So, you know, that SOP will also allow you to automate this entire process. My entire testimonial and feedback process for every single client is completely automated. That means that once I have done their project or service, it's all over. All I do is go into my technology tool and whichever technology tool you use as far as your customer relationship management system. Mine for my coaching and consulting clients is Dubsado. I go right into Dubsado and I drop them into a workflow. For my digital products and online courses, it's Kartra, and I go right into Kartra and actually have everybody drop right into this feedback and testimonial process. And so I create that and it's completely automated. So the workflow looks something like this. First, I send a post-project recap with access to everything that I created during the actual project or service process, all of the assets and tools and stuff like that. Then I follow up a couple of days later, usually one day later, with a content email that gives them additional resources and tools that will bring value for the client to maximize what I've just completed for them. Then I usually wait a few days and I send a check-in email with the request for feedback video, and I'm going to get into that shortly. And then 30 days later, I send a 30-day post-project check-in message, just seeing how things are going and putting me back on their radar. And then I ultimately add them to my email list for ongoing content and support. So that's what mine looks like. It's really simple. It's kind of 5 steps. It's not just one email. But as you can see, I continue to customize that content delivery, go above and beyond for them post-project. I'm giving them things that I didn't even promise them during the project. And that increases the return rate of my customers and clients. A lot of my customers and clients that I have worked with come back to me a second and third time to work with me again. And then obviously it's a super easy sales process at that point. I mean, it's crazy easy. But because I follow them through, the customer journey doesn't just end when I'm done with the project. I follow them through on the back end. I'm also able to kind of get the testimonials, the social proof, and the feedback that I need. So that's really step one. And if you do this and employ this piece, sit down and think through it 4 or 5 steps that you want them to experience, it's going to change the game for your ability to get those all-elusive reviews that you want. Now, step number 2 in this process is to create the automated workflow in your tool of choice. Now, I already alluded to this in step 1, but once I map out that SOP that we talked about in step 1, I map it all out. And creating an SOP, guys, serves so many purposes in your business. I mean, crazy purposes, from making sure that you are clear on what's supposed to happen, to hiring a team, to being able to automate it, to making sure that you've got everything that you need in order to make that process successful done in advance. It just does so many things in changing the game in your business.
Oh my God! Wow!
You know, obviously I do that for a living, one-on-one coaching, VIP days. I do it with my customers and clients. It's my favorite thing to do, but it's important for you to map that out. And then once you map that out, you will now be able to actually automate the whole thing. You can't automate without mapping out what your steps are. And so I want you to, in this step, create the automated workflow in your tool of choice. I already mentioned my tools, Dubsado and Kartra. And you want to make sure that you're creating that automated workflow, because otherwise it could not get done. So mine is just as simple as adding the client to the workflow, and then automatically my workflow goes. I never have to think about it again. My workflow just goes. They're experiencing that. They get the messages. They're timed out perfectly. I never have to remember it. It's not manual. I don't have to employ an entire employee to do it, and it changes the game for my business. So create the workflow in a tool of choice. Create the automation, make it go, and it will just net your ROI will just be absolutely amazing. Trust me. Now, step 3 is the kicker, because it is the surefire, almost guaranteed way for you to get a video testimonial or a video feedback response from your client. And it is also the hack that I'm going to give you, is this tool that you need in order to be able to get this done. But before I get into it, I just want to know from you, and I want you to tell me in the comments down below, what are some techniques that you have tried in the past, whether they have worked or not worked? What are some techniques that you have tried in the past in order to get feedback and testimonials from your clients? I'd love to see if you guys have some creative ideas out there. I'm always looking for good strategies. My audience is always looking for great strategies. I'd love to be able to share them. So share down below what your feedback strategies have been, and talk a little bit about what you've done, because I am looking for some creative ways to kind of add some spice and flavor to my own for next year, and I can't wait to hear what you come up with. And while you're down there, make sure that you like this video. If you think you're getting value, if you think what I'm telling you resonates and it is like driving this home for you and giving you some good stuff, let me know by giving me a like, right? Subscribing obviously helps as well, but liking really does do wonders for the YouTube algorithm. And the comments do as well, to kind of get this out to the masses. And I appreciate you in advance for all the love. Now, this step number 3, this amazing hack. I want you to, in step number 3, use video to connect and ask for feedback. Yes. So when I walked you through kind of those 5 emails and this 5-step workflow that I kind of use right now, I didn't mention this, but in one of those emails, especially the one where I am doing a check-in and asking for feedback, I don't just send an email message, I send a video. And the video, I've noticed, because for a long time I didn't send video, right? I just started actually using the video this year because I found the perfect tool. I'm going to talk to you about that tool in about, 60 seconds. But just this year, I began incorporating video. And so I really, truly have a great understanding of the differences in the numbers. Before, my ratio for actually getting feedback and social proof testimonials required me to schedule a whole meeting, get with them on the phone, almost like give them a free kind of follow-up coaching session in order to be able to get those testimonials. And now I don't have to do that. So it has saved me so much time. But adding video to that follow-up email has changed the game for the quality of the responses that I get, and how I'm able to really use that feedback and that stuff. So video offers a connection that email just simply doesn't offer. And it's something about them seeing your face, watching a video. I mean, you know how powerful it is. even on social media, even on YouTube right here, right now. Video is so much more powerful than email. And so I actually do embed an email inside of my email, a video message for my clients. So that is one thing, using video to connect and ask for feedback. Then I have about 5 standard questions that I can use to ask my clients when asking for referrals. The problem that I see when people are asking for, not just referrals, I'm sorry, testimonials and feedback. The problem that I oftentimes see is that people just say things like, oh, well, if you would take a moment to give me your feedback on what your experience was like. Well, that overwhelms people, right? Busy people. They don't know what to say. People want to give you good information. It's the same thing I say about networking all the time. Like when you're trying to get an idea of someone, you give you names, you got to narrow down the audience, right? Because people have thousands of people's names in their heads. Well, when you ask someone, just give me your feedback, they have thousands of thoughts. We all have thousands of thoughts every single minute that goes on in our heads. And when you just say something general, like give me your feedback, all those thoughts come to the surface and it begins to overwhelm the person, so much so that they don't give you anything, right? It's like, if I can't figure out exactly what to say, then I can't give you anything.
No! God, please, no! 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 No!
And it's one of the things that makes a good interviewer outstanding from a bad interviewer. Like one of the things that made Oprah an amazing interviewer was that she asked very specific questions that helped guide the person she was interviewing through the interview process.
What? What?
And that's the same technique that I want you to use when asking your client and customer for feedback or for testimonials. You have to ask a very specific question. It is critical in order for you to get the answer that you want. So you can't just say, oh, give me your feedback. How was it? Well, they probably have mixed feelings. They probably thought it was good in some areas, bad in some areas. So you gotta really ask a very specific question related to your product or service. One of my favorite things to ask is, so as a result of us spending time together today, what is the number one feeling that you can use, the adjective that you would use to describe how you're feeling after we work together? Right? That really narrows down the question to them giving you an adjective that is specific to whatever they're feeling. And usually I get people to say, I feel clear, I feel happy, I feel less stressed, right? So they start to describe those feelings, and those feelings go right into a more detailed feedback for you, right? Or if I could say, name one thing that I did for you today that I did for you during this project that you wouldn't have had we not worked together. Right? So something very specific like that. Those are the types of questions that I want you to do. So take a moment and come up with 5 really good questions. Ask those questions via video. Ask those questions via video and use those videos and embed them in your testimonial workflow. That way, you can then, I have like multiple ones that I can drop. I got 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 5, which include the different questions. And so when I plop someone into it, it asks that particular question and it allows me to get particular feedback. So ask the specific question when creating it. So, and once you do that, you will be completely flabbergasted at the results that you receive. You're going to get amazing detailed analysis and feedback. You're going to get true testimonials that you can use in your business. And most importantly, you're going to get them via video, which is definitely the ultimate thing, right? So what tool, right? What is this tool that I have been talking about this entire video that I use in order to get video feedback and video testimonials from my clients? And the tool that I just started using that I think is absolutely amazing, and they are not sponsoring today's video, is called Dub. Yes, Dub. Now Dub kind of got in on my map from reaching out to me to actually say, hey, we would like to work together with you and partner with you because we think that we have similar audiences. And I get those emails all the time. I'm like, yeah, whatever. You know, I don't even talk to my audience about anything unless I'm actually using it myself. But at the time, I was going through a situation where I was reevaluating ways in order to make my feedback and testimonial process in my business a lot more efficient. And I really wanted to use video. And back in the day, I used this video system called BombBomb, and it would allow me me to send embedded video emails to my team because it was easier for me just to communicate with them via video than just to type out this big long-winded email, and they would watch the email. So the video might be they would watch the video. The email might be, a page long, but the video might be 2 minutes long. And so I loved BombBomb, but I never really figured out how to use BombBomb for the masses, or actually to be able to embed the video into an email. And so when Dub reached out to me, I was like, I don't have time. And I'm telling you, I manifested this system for real, y'all, because all of a sudden when I looked into it, I realized this might be exactly what I'm looking for. So I set up a trial, met with them, and said, I need to use this for a while before I start talking about it to my audience. I want to make sure that it's going to be useful. I want to see how I'm going to use it in my business, because they use it in different ways. They use it to make sales. That you can use it for sales videos. You can use it to send a proposal to your client with a video, which I haven't tried yet, but I'm going to incorporate that, and I'll let you guys know how that goes. But I started really using it during my customer service strategy. So I use it to get my feedback and testimonials, and I also use it in order to be able to answer questions for my customers and clients. When someone sends me a direct question, I will actually respond 9 times out of 10 via email. So if you are a CP insider and you send an email message with a question to my help desk, if they can't answer, if Team CP can't answer it, they will loop me in, and now I've got this process where once a week I review them and I answer via video. And I cannot tell you the impact that this has had. So Dub is an amazing system. It is an email video system. It has a CRM built in. It has all of these cool features. You can use it for sales, you can use it for service, but the most important thing is it allows you to send video messages via email to the recipient of the email. So yes, it is amazing. And one of my favorite things about it is that you can send video emails and then ask your people who receive them can reply via video. So here's how it works. Once you create a video in Dub, it actually automatically ends up on a landing page, right? So it's built in. It ends up on a landing page. And this landing page you can customize to whatever your call to actions are going to be underneath that video. So in this particular example that you are seeing right now on the screen, I am answering a question for a client. And so you'll see underneath this video, it says email Team CP or reply with video. Well, when I send my video testimonials, I ask the question via video, and in the video, I will say right underneath this, click reply with video and let me know your thoughts. Answer my question for me. And so all the person who's receiving the video has to do is click the reply with video button. And if they're looking at the video on their phone, on their computer, on their desktop, or even on a tablet, if they click reply with video, it automatically opens up their camera and allows them to record a video response to you right there on the spot. And all they have to do is hit reply, record the video, hit go, and it will automatically upload it for you and send you the response. The feedback that I have received from the folks that I've used it with on my list and in my clients has been phenomenal. They absolutely love it. They also love being able to ask me questions via video, which Dub is also an amazing tool for. And I think I'm going to get into a whole different video on how to use Dub with customer service, because it has changed the game there for me as well. But that is my hack, guys. Use Dub. Now the link to access Dub is right below this video. It's going to be in the description and also in the comments below. It's an amazing system. With that link, you will get access to a 14-day trial. And I totally recommend that you follow the steps in this process, that you create your SOP, and that you go ahead and use this Dub trial to send some video testimonial requests to your customers and clients. It is amazing, 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 amazing. You will absolutely love it, and you will be completely floored by how many people love to just hit reply with video and send you that response so quickly. And once they do, you've got the testimonial and the video social proof of your dreams. So again, if you enjoyed today's video, please make sure that you like, that you comment, that you share the love, that you subscribe before you leave. And until next time, my loves, make sure that you join me next Tuesday. I cannot wait to see you. Stay safe. Bye-bye. Mwah!